Hello, fifth graders. It's time to get ready for your Chapter 6 assessment, which for my A cohort is going to be taking place on Tuesday of next week. So this is what you're going to want to study to be prepared for this test, and we'll get you all set with it. So you are going to need some scissors, a pencil, and your 2 sheets that you received in class, numbered 1 to 10 and 11 to 17. So let's get going. I'm going to start with the 1 to 10, it just makes sense. I'm going to take this paper and fold it hot dog with the words facing outward, like usual. And before I make any cuts, I'm going to open it back up. And then I'm going to cut the dashed line to the center only. So go ahead and take care of that. Make all your little flaps here. La la la. Almost there. Okay, if you're not done yet, then you can go ahead and pause me and then press play when you're ready. Okay, so for the first one here, it says reasons people leave an area. I'm not asking for a specific list just yet. You are going to have to identify some of these, but right now I'm just looking for the definition. Reasons people leave an area are push factors. So open that up and we're going to write push factors and put a number 1 so you know this goes with number 1. Now the opposite of that, the things that attract people to a new place. So push factors are things you don't like about where you're living. Pull factors are the things that you like about someplace else and they make you want to go there. So things that attract people to a new place, those are pull factors. I'm going to put a number 2 there. And again, if this gets too fast, just press pause. Okay, the first English settlement, which today is known as the Lost Colony, that would be Roanoke. So number 3, Roanoke, the Lost Colony. Not a successful colony, but still the first attempted. Okay, close it up. The town that was started in Virginia in hopes of finding gold and other natural riches. So Roanoke wasn't in Virginia. Roanoke was North Carolina. The one in Virginia, present-day Virginia, is Jamestown, after King James. Jamestown, number 4. Okay, small communities started by people who are new to an area. So these small communities are called settlements. So open up number 5. Settlements. Number 6, the town in present-day Massachusetts that started for religious reasons. So Virginia was Jamestown, and then Roanoke's North Carolina. So what was the other one that's in Massachusetts? Started for religious reasons. That's Plymouth, not Plymouth. I know you want to say it, but it's Plymouth. Okay. Number 7, now these are all examples of which push or pull. So scarcity of good land, plagues, and high taxes, those are all things that would want to make me to leave. Like I would want to get out of wherever I was living. So those are push factors. Those would push me out of where I am. So for number 7, you can say push factor examples. And that's a number 7. Now, opposite of that, silver and gold, religious freedom, good land for farming. Those are all things about some other place that would make you want to go there. So these aren't things you don't like about where you're living. These are things that you like about somewhere else, and it makes you want to go there. So those are pull factor examples. So for number 8, pull factor examples. Put an 8 there. Okay. Close that up. Why did the first group that went to Roanoke give up and return home? Well, they ran out of stuff. That's why. So for number 9, they ran out of supplies. That's number 9. So when Captain John White left to get those supplies? What delayed his return? What made it so difficult for him to come back that it took 3 long years? Well, there was a war going on between Spain and England. So open that up, number 10. The war between Spain and England. That meant if he tried to take his ship to get there, chances are that ship would be captured and he'd be in some big trouble because there was tons of conflict and they didn't know who was part of it. So that made it take 3 years before he could get back. Okay, so we're done with our first one. Now you're gonna do the same thing with your 11 to 17. Once you take the paper, folded hot dog with the words facing out. Just like that. Open it up, then cut on the dashed lines. So open it up, and then I want you to cut on the dashed lines. La la la. Okay, almost there. And if I beat you just now, booyah. No, I'm just kidding. If I beat you just now, then pause me and then press play when you are ready, okay? All right, let's finish the rest of these. When Captain John White finally returned to Roanoke, what did his men find? Well, honestly, they found a whole lot of nothing, but let's list the basics. So first off, we're on number 11. There was a ruined fort. And that was kind of their lookout point, their safety point. So there was a ruined fort. There were no settlers. They were all gone. And then the very big deal, the thing that was left behind, was the carving of the word Croatoan. Everything else, gone. Okay, so that's Roanoke. Number 12 says, problems with the place the settlers chose to build Jamestown. So when they went over to settle, to build Jamestown, there were some issues. So let's list out some of those issues. First, the land was not good for farming. And that's a big deal because the people need to eat. So the land was not good for farming, and the water was horrible. There was salty and dirty water. So no food, no water, and because of the land where they were, because it was kind of marshy and not a great place to live, there were a lot of mosquitoes. And mosquitoes meant malaria. So a lot of sickness. Okay, but Jamestown survived. Even though all of these horrible things, when they first got there, this is what was going on, Jamestown did survive. So we're gonna list out some reasons of why Jamestown survived. So open that up and put a number 13. First off, they had a good relationship with the Native Americans. So the natives helped them. Second, Captain John Smith was a really good leader, so they had good leadership. And they also had a lovely cash crop. They grew tobacco. And because they were able to grow that tobacco successfully, they were able to trade it for the things that they needed. So grew tobacco to trade for supplies. Okay. The next question says, why was Virginia considered more democratic than England? So people, they left England and they went to Jamestown in Virginia for reasons, right? The king was trying to make everyone go to his same exact church, and they didn't have freedom of religion. So why was Virginia considered more democratic than England? Well, because they had a group of representatives who made the law. It wasn't a king that just said, this is it. It was a group of people that they elected that made the rules. So the people had a say-so. So for number 14, we're going to open this up. They had a group of reps. We'll say reps instead of representatives because I don't think we can fit it. They had a group of reps who made the laws. And do you remember what that group was called? If you said House of Burgesses, you are correct. If you didn't, I don't know, so you can just pretend you did. It's okay. All right, number 15. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. We're almost there. A plan of government the Pilgrims drew up before going ashore. So now we're into Plymouth because we're talking about the Pilgrims, right? They wanted the religious freedom. The plan that they drew up was named after the boat that they took, the Mayflower Compact. So this is number 15, Mayflower Compact, and hopefully you shared that joke with someone. If April showers bring May flowers, what do Mayflowers bring? Pilgrims. All right, why was the first winter hard for the Pilgrims? Why was it so tough? Well, because they landed in winter and it's a little too late to plant crops then, so it's all about the food again. They landed too late to plant crops. A lot of lives were lost. But thankfully, one of the natives, whose name was Squanto, helped them tremendously. So let's describe Squanto, shall we? Okay, so what was so special about Squanto? Well, first off, his entire tribe was wiped out by disease. And it was actually disease that the English settlers brought with them. His entire tribe was wiped out by disease. And he was all alone, and rather than being bitter towards the English settlers, he joined with them. And without him, they wouldn't have made it. He taught them how to plant, and corn was the one that we mentioned. He taught them how to plant corn, he taught them how to fish, and how to get syrup from trees. I'm just going to say get syrup. That's where it comes from. Also, the Pilgrims believed God sent him. So if they believed that God sent him, then he can't really go wrong. Remember that the Pilgrims wanted their religious freedom. So I'm certain that the Pilgrims were praying for someone to come and save them, especially when they arrived in the winter and they couldn't plant crops. So when Squanto came to help them out, they saw that as an answer to prayer, and that definitely helped them have a great relationship. All right, you are ready for this test. Keep going through this and you'll take it on Tuesday. Thanks for watching.